picking up the Razor, would be going mid with him. 835 on the Nyx. A good counter to Medusa. The mana shield that has been buffed up. The mana burn would be so much painful to the Medusa. Has always been a good counter, but it's only up to the early game till she gets a link in. Is that a threat?
I was also thinking that if Invokers picked up, he would have had to go with the Quas build because he would require that mana break.
The EMP, yes,
EMP
absolutely.
blast. But then it wouldn't be that effective with the Void coupled with Skywrath Mage. That Exort build was so much more important, so they went instead with the Nyx Assassin and gave Crowley the mid-solo Razor.
We see TAG grouping up here near the Radiant jungle. The Puck, the Medusa, the Witch Doctor, and the Earthshaker here.
30 seconds to battle.
Disruptor, along with Faceless Void, have ventured out on top. Plus the Skywrath Mage, actually warding a bit, will be joining them most likely. The Tidehunter would be the offlane solo from TAG's side. Razor would take the mid solo lane, as always. Nyx Assassin on the hard lane here. The sound. That's the sound of the finals of the Dota 2 championships held in Game God, Game Arena.
So it's just going to be conventional laning with the Tidehunter on top. You're going to have the Medusa with Witch Doctor at bot. And Puck with the Earthshaker at mid. Earthshaker staying at mid, trying to get Ghana some farm. But we should see him rotating bot soon.
We've seen these dual lanes become really common here. Static link spam here. Steals plus 28 damage. This Razor effectively making Puck really annoyed, to be honest. Still gets that last hit. That skill though. On top we have Prophecy on the Void. Safely farming. Again, this looks like the action repeat of the previous game in which Doom had to just roam around. In this game, it seems like the Tide is the one who's roaming around. Absolutely can't do anything in the lane. Just can't go there. Skywrath Mage stacking up, pulling. Lots of farm for Void. Lots of farm for the support. Meanwhile, Earthshaker actually just has to babysit Puck. Not the most effective use of his time here. Medusa actually on the bottom lane here has a Basilius. Has reached 7 creeps. Nyx Assassin being zoned out by the Witch Doctor.
This game is actually going to be quite interesting to see into late game. Because with the Nyx Assassin pick, I don't know how long in late game will OG be able to take, especially Medusa being an ultra late gamer, and TAG Pro actually having 4 good CC nukes. They can hold early game as well. So TAG have a very secured lineup. All they need is the farm and get their levels.
If I'm not mistaken, Ghana and Mr. Crowley are both the only Indians on the Southeast Asian leaderboards here. Both of them going face to face here in the finals. Quite the matchup here. Have shown in the previous game that they can go toe to toe with Oblique Gaming, who've generally been regarded as the legends in the India Dota scene. Supports getting up a decent amount of farm on top. Not an effective time management for the supports on the TAG team. They just seem to be stacking up and babysitting either the mid or the bot.
And you see an initiation happening bot, the Maledict, the stun, but Nyx Assassin should be able to survive.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
A level 2 Maledict. A few right clicks. And he's phased out for some time now. Medusa should get some more easy farm. Seems like they want to go on this Tide Hunter. The Glimpse getting him back. Void going on the Tide Hunter. Arcane Bowls going out. The Thunder Strike going out. And he gets a bash. One more hit. And the Time Walk will secure the kill. The first blood going in favor of Prophecy here. Tide Hunter getting killed on the top lane. Prophecy on 1k gold should probably make the Midas first. Will most likely make the Midas, as he's been doing so far.
Let's see the last hit and denies where Medusa stopping with 25 to 12. Then closely is the Void with 24 to 9 and the Razor with 19 to 7. They all are getting their farms, especially after Void getting that first blood. He should be able to get to, he has finished his treads. Let's see what Void was going to build in. I was thinking he would just go for the Midas build, but instead he's gone for the treads. And you see a Witch Doctor taking down the Nyx Assassin. You see the fight recap showing that they use the stun, they use the Mystic Snake and the paralyzing cast.
Meanwhile, on top lane, we have the Tide Hunter. Just trying to leech some XP off, but it's a very difficult game for him. The Glimpse is always such a powerful tool. There's no way he can go even a little bit close just to get that XP.
And you see a smoke happening on the top. Hunter and I Am Legend trying to make some rotations happen and go for the puck.
Seem to be going mid here. The Disruptor and the Skywrath Mage want this puck dead at all costs. Illusionary Orb actually spent before they engage. That means he does not have an escape option now. And the Static Chain and one last hit coming in from Razor seals the deal. Puck goes down. Good start for the game here for Oblique Gaming. 2-1. Razor seems to be already on his way towards the early mech.
Void has his treads with 1.1k gold already. He should be up to his Mask of Madness soon. Bounty Rune being spotted out by Crowley. He should be up with his mech also as soon.
Pings coming out near the secret shop. They have him surrounded. Tide has been surrounded by Oblique Gaming players here.
Tower is under attack.
OG Haunter, actually, Earthshaker, actually, fissured and blocked the Skywrath. And a Chrono being utilized just to get that kill on the Earthshaker near the secret shop. And he falls down in a jiffy.
Things just not going the way of Tag Pro. They're trying to find some opening somewhere, but they're getting picked off left, right, and center.
Absolutely. The game completely comes down to this Medusa here, who's at 42-24. A big margin, actually, in terms of last hitting lead. Although Void is actually topping the charts. I'm sorry, my charts actually show me team-wise who's leading. So it's Void who's leading with 44 last hits and 42 on the Medusa. They're actually tied up almost around the same place.
The problem is Earthshaker being at mid didn't get any levels much. He didn't help Puck either much. So it was actually a bad choice to keep Earthshaker at mid. Razor will hold his lane very easily. Earthshaker at bot could have done much more, especially against the Nyx Assassin. That perfectly placed fissure could just be the fall of Nyx Assassin. And now they're going on to Ghana again, but that fissure block.
Absolutely. Like I said, the time spent by this support just standing there and maybe stacking a few camps was not worth it. Meanwhile, Disruptor and Skywrath just made so much use of their time on the top lane, pulling, stacking, double pulling, effectively gained a lot of experience and some crucial items.
Is mine.
Puck seems to have bottled Illusion Rune.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Crowley actually under the tower. A fissure and Puck initiation could actually make something happen here, but they do not want to do that. Tide is actually taking up the ancient, the neutral creep stack that Earthshaker had stacked up. He really needs that, and he should soon have his arcane boots up actually.
Disruptor has hit level 5. He's almost close to his level 6. On the other hand, Earthshaker is still at level 3. Still, he's hovering around mid. When you know the Earthshaker getting his level 6 is that important. Also, he needs to get close to his blink. Zed is Buck just not leaving No Chance alone. He wants to secure the farm on No Chance. They know that he is the only person who will take them through to late game. You see TP happening on top. Prophecy wanting to make a move on the star.
And
you
he
could see
time walks
Chrono.
in, Chrono dedicated to the Tide Hunter again. The arcane bows being let out, right clicks being kinetic field actually going to block the Tide. And he magic 6 away, but the glimpse is going to bring him back. TP support coming on top. Multiple TP support coming on top, in fact, in the form of an Earthshaker who successfully blocks the void here. Will be blocked by the illusions. Waning Rift used by the puck here. And he time walks again. The Dream Coil actually misses. A little too late on the Dream Coil here. Ghana, not fast enough.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Earthshaker, meanwhile, in the lane, trying to get some XP here. Hunter on the Skywrath Mage, really close to the Arcane Boots.
Haste.
That double pull doesn't work out for Disruptor. Nyx Assassin has hit his level 6. So we can expect some more ganks happening soon enough. Looks like Void did not go for the Midas. He went straight up for the Mask of Madness. Shows that they do not want to be a late game centered lineup. They really want those big hard hitting items. They don't want farm for late game. They want quick damage dealing items so they can finish the opponents off and push and end the game fast before the Medusa actually builds up. She already has an ultimate orb picked up as the first item.
They know late game they can't go against Tide Hunter Medusa puck combo. If Tide Hunter gets to his refreshers, that double ravage, Medusa's ultimate, and if Medusa gets good farm, she can take down the whole team by herself.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This should be the tier 1 tower going down on top
Radiant's
for Oblique
structures
Gaming.
are fortified.
And the last hit going in favor of Faceless Void here.
Fallen.
And then you can see the net worth chart in which OG is leading with 3k in net worth and in experience almost 3k. And it's 11 minutes into game. And there's an initiation happening bot. Nyx Assassin, Vendetta's out and there's no
Tower is
detection.
under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
There was a sentry ward, but he just runs away out of detection. He spots out the Tide Hunter. And Tide Hunter coming bot has been a waste. He has the Ravage, but they are not able to force and kill the Nyx Assassin.
Medusa is actually going to TP out and she goes top. Prophecy with the Mask of Madness just goes down. Lets out a Mystic Snake. Does a little bit of damage to Prophecy. Heals up quite fast.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Razor, meanwhile, in the mid, has his phase boot and the mech ready along with the Robe of Magi. Probably looking at going for a drums build. Aggressive early game to mid game powerhouse. Mid, the Dream Coil let out by the puck, but now the finally Disruptor's ultimate actually, along with the kinetic field, Medusa's ultimate actually doing a lot of work here. Disruptor being stoned, and now he's going to take down the Death Ward actually coming into place along with the Tide Hunter ultimate, doing a lot of work there. Disruptor and Razor actually go down. Great play coming out here. Great synchronous play here coming out from TAG.
Prophecy is just going to rush his BKB now. He knows how important that BKB is.
Meanwhile, Earthshaker on the bottom lane, desperately trying to get that Arcane Boots up.
Radiant's
Nyx on full mana.
under attack.
Getting circled around by the Medusa. Pinged, but walks away. Earthshaker does not want to initiate, does not have enough mana actually to initiate upon.
We still haven't seen that effectiveness of Nyx yet. We have not seen Nyx rotate much, though he's hit level 8. Now you might just see a smoke happening at bot. Nyx Assassin would go into his vendetta soon. They want to pick up no
A
chance.
smoke deployed by Razor, Disruptor, and the Skywrath Mage. Nyx Assassin here. The sentry has been put, so he'll be destroying the wards put in place here by the Radiant. That should give them enough idea that shit is coming down. If there's a D ward, that means they don't want to know. They don't want you to know something that's coming your way. That's exactly what's happening here. Disruptor and Skywrath Mage. Disruptor actually gets revealed up.
Disruptor actually got revealed much before because while Nyx Assassin was taking down the sentry ward, he passed the ward. So they knew something was happening. They were only able to take the observer ward first. So that was just misplay by Disruptor.
It's a complete 4-man on the bottom lane with Void split pushing on the top lane. Puck actually gets his dagger, would be TPing on bottom, actually to support Medusa, the object under fire here, and the illusionary orb, a dream call let out properly. Medusa with her ultimate, the Fissure coming in, the Death Ward doing so much work there, 2 heroes dropping from Oblique Gaming. Now they want to chase after the Skywrath Mage. The Gush coming in now, 1 hit, and he goes down from Medusa. The Chrono coming in a little too late. Chrono hacking away, Void hacking away at all the heroes. Now he gets some return kills on Witch Doctor and the Medusa. Void still under the Mask of Madness, taking more damage than he should. Backtracks, a lot of coming in. Illusionary Orb, and a Gush finishes him off. Tries to go into the secret shop, but not much happening. The experience graph here, wildly turning in favor, climbing like an unprecedented slope in favor of TAG Gaming here, along with the net worth climbing almost to a break even.
And with that gang, Tidehunter is so much close to his Blink Dagger.
Absolutely. A little too hasty, Oblique Gaming, to dive under the tower and try to make something happen. Underestimating the power of that Stone Gaze. Trying to focus on that Medusa when she has that mana shield up is just a too risky a play.
And especially after being caught out by that ward, they knew they were there. They backed out. They didn't have to force the issue. Then there's a dream and there's a Puck mid initiation, but Crowley is still safe. There is a rotation with smoke towards top. Skywrath Mage and Nyx Assassin in ulti. They want to take no chance down.
They're gunning for Medusa here. Nyx in the smoke actually. White jumps in the Stone Gaze, but immediately, but too much damage being dished out by everyone here. The Medusa can barely survive that.
And there's a dream call on the Razor. Puck wanting to go. The Earthshaker coming. The Tidehunter coming. The Ravage being used. Skywrath and the ultimate Echo Slam being used as well. Disruptor coming in, using her ulti, catching all of them there. And the Razor should be able to clear up the Earthshaker. Witch Doctor ultimate coming as well. And Zetisbug should fall down soon.
Will the Arcane will get Tidehunter, and it gets him. Tidehunter falls. 4 heroes down for TAG, 2 down for Oblique Gaming. The Skywrath Mage and the Razor falling down. Puck actually goes in aggressively. Waning Rift blinked in, and the Illusionary Orb. 1 hit, but no, he decides to turn back around. Nyx is there to fend him off. The glimpse actually sends him further back. A defensive glimpse used by I Am Legend. Knows that Puck would want to initiate right back again. And he initiates on the Nyx Assassin. That's some great play coming out from Puck here. Fast reactions. Disruptor smart enough to walk away after the glimpse, but Nyx wants to farm, gets greedy, tries to impale some creeps, and ends up dying to that Puck. Does not waste a moment to snap up that kill. 10-10 scores. This game is perfectly balanced here. XP graphs almost 0. And right now, again, a Blink and Waning Rift on the Razor here. Fissure coming in, just cleaning up that wave as fast as possible. They really want this tower here. And now it has fallen under the deny range. They have to commit to this or this will be denied. The glimpse being forced back on the Earthshaker, Disruptor, Ultimate, and the Kinetic Field. Arcane Bolts being let off. The Melodic on the Razor. He's not getting damaged enough, but the Puck is here. Will he Dream Call? Yes, he Dream Calls. And the Illusionary Orb. Will the ultimate come from Tidehunter? No, he's been silenced. It's anyways on cooldown. Void comes in with the Chrono. Going to target. No chance on the Medusa. The ultimate from Skywrath Mage actually finishes the job quite well. This time now BKB is up on Void. He's looking for the next victim here, but decides to go bot now. Will pick up the bounty rune and continue farming here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The past two ganks, things were looking quite good for Tag Gaming, but the rotations happening immediately and going on the opposite direction.
Radiant's bottom
The middle tower is actually in the deny range. They don't seem to be denying it. Some great plays coming out here.
They're actually going to stick around at mid. They want to use that tower as bait. These people
Exactly.
are falling for it. And they're able to get no chance. No chance has fallen twice. He is falling back in farm now. He is still with that ultimate orb from so long with only 609, 700 gold almost.
Absolutely.
There's a smoke happening, but
nothing significant item picked up after the ultimate orb here. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Prophecy gets a tower for himself. No Midas this game, so he does wants to force this issue here. Would probably go for the Crystallis as the next item here. A smoke being deployed by the Skyrat Mage, actually being revealed, but probably ran out of duration, I guess. Nyx is still in the vendetta here. And Witch Doctor would be the victim. He's coming into close, but they seem to have retreated back a bit. Witch Doctor again goes behind the towers, just hides back up. Witch Doctor safely farming under the tower here.
my question to you would be, would Witch Doctor having a BK be more effective, or you'd rather rush the Agnum Scepter? Especially against a Disruptor, a Void. But then, yes, I would say the Agnum would be much better because...
To be very honest, I would really prefer a 4-staff on a Witch Doctor in this game. Just to save his allies, get someone out of the chrono, or just try and dislocate one of those engagements in some form. That would really make sense at this moment. But this is Zetisberg. We've seen him play this Witch Doctor time and again. He goes for that Aghanim Scepter, and he will go for that dagger as his second item. You cannot ignore the Death Ward. It does a ton of damage, and it does a lot of work in these situations.
And we see Nyx Assassin having a double damage rune. They're trying to see if anyone tries to go on the Void, playing it safe at the back. Nyx Assassin trying to find a prey for him. He's in the Vendetta.
He's going to go scout the jungle a bit. The double damage actually runs out in the process. The smoke is up. There was some signals, and the smoke actually runs out, so they know Nyx is there. A fast backstab and the mana burn. Ultimate coming in from the Skywrath Mage, secures the kill on the Earthshaker. Now the kinetic field comes in, blinked in, Puck with the Waning Rift, caught in the ultimate of Disruptor. Tidehunter actually sent back, but not before he can Ravage, but nothing to follow up after the Ravage. Earthshaker and Puck end up dying along with the Nyx here. Not exactly the best engagement for Tag. They did try. The Puck did show some presence of mind, but Disruptor quickly reacted by immediately placing his ultimate there and silencing him. And the Tide blinks in again with the Gush and the Smash. He comes in, Razor with the static link and the mech pulled up. He needs to hit someone and not just drain that damage, but he'll back off now. That just seems like the way to go at this moment. Medusa actually completed the Lincoln Sphere. Has 300 gold odd with her. Razor falls back into the jungle to farm a bit. Would probably go for the Scepter as his next item of choice. Void goes for the Maelstrom. Not the Scepter this game. He needs that damage. He needs more damage to be pumped out.
I guess that would be the right choice of item because he has his BKB. He needs that damage in his BKB to dish out something in the chrono because he knows after that the Tidehunter ultimate would come. The Medusa, Puck, those massive ultimates by Tag Pro.
The XP graph here actually dipping back in favor of Oblique Gaming. Almost plus 4,000 here.
Soon we should see a smoke happening by Oblique Gaming. There's 4-man moving. They're all pinging towards top tower.
Medusa is actually hunting the Ancients. Something's up. She gets the hint. A Void just walks in and Kronos focuses the Medusa. Immediately pops the BKB. The fissures of no use. The Death Ward being utilized completely to take hits at the Morphling. Sorry, the Void. Void getting hit really hard and is going to go down. Almost goes down but lives. The Earthshaker coming in. And the Nyx actually trapped here. Now the fissure again coming in and blocking, separating the Disruptor from the Razor and the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin bottling up and will TP out to safety. That's what needs to be done here. Puck comes in, Waning Rift on the Razor. He's the sole man here, but he wants to go on the Witch Doctor, gets him down. And now Puck is being attacked again and again. Tide comes in and smashes, and the fissure actually misses. And Crowley actually shows some pro skills, mad skills here, getting denied by the Ancient amidst being attacked by 3 different heroes.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Lots of action happening here. The Death Ward in that team fight did so much work. Void could not sustain there. He just had to run away. But eventually he did end up dying though. That's the power of a Death Ward. In this way, the Chrono is actually being used against Void. It's still just as beneficial as long as you don't get caught in it. Meanwhile, Void on the bottom lane. Has his Maelstrom completed. Not much gold progress after that, I'd suppose. No items in the stash or in the courier as well. Nyx has his dagger out. A key item here. Skywrath Mage looking forward to getting that 4-staff on himself.
No chance, it's just falling back. The Void has 181 last hits compared to Medusa, who's just at 119. There's no item progression. So Team TAG Pro is going to be in a bit of trouble. They need to make something happen. Otherwise, the Void is just going to go out of control.
Prophecy on the Void, still on the bottom lane. We see Witch Doctor has finally picked up his beloved Scepter. There is no game that this Witch Doctor hasn't got this item for himself. And it has worked out quite well. They seem to have gone undefeated from the bottom to the top into the finals. Vendetta being used up by the Nyx Assassin here. And he blinks and forgets to stab, but just impales directly, wants to secure that kill. But the phase shift from Puck, timely phase shift, and instant Waning Rip, now a return fire on the Skywrath Mage should go down quite easily. The Puck, not easy to be killed. Gets a dominating streak of the Witch Doctor, of the Skywrath Mage actually.
But they had to use the Dream Coil for that. The Dream Coil is down for the next 65 seconds. So Void has the advantage on that.
Void still continues to farm in the Radiant jungle. Still looking for the next big item. Should be a Crystallis. Dishing out tons of damage. Along with the Chain Lightning procs.
And you see a smoke happening bot. They want to make something happen. No Chance is not able to get his farm. They know that they have to do something about it. So they smoke bot. They have pings coming towards Roshan. They want to check if they're at the pit. Earthshaker has an invisibility room. This should be easier scouting. Earthshaker knows that they're all there.
Should be a team fight any second here. Earthshaker in the middle of it all. Do they have any detection here? No. No dust, no sentries here placed in the mid lane. Earthshaker still scouting out, still has plenty time left on his invisibility rune. Won't be able to do much once they retreat back under their mid tower. Now he goes towards their secret shop. And he plants the ward and actually reveals himself. Pings coming out for the Skywrath Mage.
On the other hand, Void is just completely farming bot. He's 215 creep stats, whereas the Medusa is just falling way behind.
Should have his Crystallis ready anytime now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Tidehunter with a Blink Dagger, Force Staff. Puck picks up the Eul Scepter now. Great farm efficiency shown. Should be easy to actually just not allow the Nyx to escape with the Carapace. Euls him as soon as he Carapaces, and it's a waste of his time. Won't be able to blink out as well, since the Euls does some damage when the unit falls off the Cyclone.
Dire's top tower is under
Medusa is getting some item delivered to her. Believe it's an ultimate orb. Yes, it is an ultimate orb.
Prophecy opting for the Agnum Scepter point booster.
Does seem like a Scepter build here. Besides, he has the damage he needs. He needs more punch on that Chronosphere.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Medusa actually, the only item she has after that Lincoln Sphere is another ultimate orb. The item progression seemed to have slowed down quite a bit. Almost falling 25% below the farm of the Void.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Crowley actually trying to bait them out, being the solo guy hitting the tower at really close range. One hit, and it gets denied by the Puck. Not enough damage on Crowley to get the last hit successfully. Puck quickly denies it. A safe game, a balanced game. They seem to be just avoiding any engagements, any clashes. Every engagement actually is very decisive. Now they go out on the Razor, the Waning Rift, and the Illusionary Orb goes on the Razor. He'll bottle up fairly quickly. He's still being chased by the Tidehunter. Has a dagger and a Force Staff. Will allow him to escape. They don't want to take this fight, I believe. Five manning up, going into their own jungle here. It should be a straight up 5-on-5 here. No smokes and no fluff. They seem to be going towards each other. But they retreat back. Decide to fight under some added power of the tower.
All picking bot. They try to go on the Nyx Assassin, but Nyx Assassin in turn, the Stone Gaze being used, and the ultimate by the Tidehunter, the Ravage being used. Now Prophecy using the Chrono, ultimate on the Tidehunter, and the Tidehunter should fall. Dream Coil used, but there's going to be Zetisburg falling. The Earthshaker also is going to fall. That's just too bad. Nyx Assassin wanting to go on the Medusa, but no chance, escapes.
The fight is still on as Puck is still the object of focus here, and he blinks away to safety after that clever phase shift. Another blink, an Illusionary Orb out of there. Gets the regen rune of all runes. That lucky bastard. Hunter actually has his Force Staff recipe on him. Should be building fast enough towards that Force Staff. Lots of action in the mid happening here. Puck being the object of focus again. Vendetta being used by the Nyx Assassin. Will he be able to reach him? No. A quick Illusionary Orb and the regen being used, plus the Bounty Rune being picked up. This looks like Disruptor seems to be building towards a full-fledged Scepter. Just want to dish out as much damage as everyone can. That's the priority here. Four staff completed on the Skywrath Mage.
You can see movement happening towards bot. Pings are happening. They have spotted them. So they back out quite safely.
TP's coming in. Puck will probably spam his illusionary orbs just to fend off the creep wave. The glimpse being used on the Puck actually wasted because he's there for quite some time. Disruptor thought probably he'd and the Nyx blinking in but misses. Quick reaction by the Puck, blinks away to safety. Glyph being utilized here. Buys some time here. Wish Doctor is ready with his ultimate and the Ogre Axe. Probably looking like a BKB as the next item. A smoke being employed. And the Tidehunter actually forced out and blinked in. A big ravage catches almost everyone here. BKB popped up on the Razor and everyone else. The Death Ward doing so much damage. And time walked. Void actually will survive here. Everyone on very low HP. The priority is to survive. Nyx actually falls down as the last man here. Tidehunter grabbing that kill. Great play coming out here from TAG. That smoke and four staff into the blink and ravage, catching them off guard. Must be the most satisfying feeling in the world, catching almost all. In fact, no, he did catch all heroes in that ravage.
But the point is they did so much, but they were only able to get 2 kills. They just got the Disruptor and the Nyx. They used all the ultimates, but they were only able to get 2 picks. From that, one was a support and one was the off lane.
They did get the BKBs popped off though. That's one. Oblique Gaming now finally smoked up here. No wards to scout them out. Bounty rune being picked up by the Razor here. Looking to make something happen. This could very well be the big play here happening. They still have a mid tier 2 tower standing. And a counter smoke employed by TAG team here. They'll be going in the opposite direction.
No chance as a completed Skadi right now. He is more tanky. Hopefully they're able to make something out of this.
Nyx on top with the gem, with the dagger, with the four staff. They just go in the opposite directions, completely miss each other. They still have smoke. Will it last till they reach this tower here? Razor could be a good pick off here if they're able to somehow initiate upon him. They do have a dagger to completely shut down that Razor fast enough. Disruptor actually coming in, but
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Razor actually spamming that plasma field, defending, finishing off some creeps here, trying to defend that tower. Skywrath Mage is actually still on top, hasn't joined his team. Should ideally be TPing any moment now. He'll just walk there, seeing that there's no immediate threat.
Dire's bottom tower is
Earthshaker has his dagger, and so does Tidehunter.
Disruptor actually made a perfect path exactly where they were hiding. So they have quite an estimate that they are over there. You can see the Waning Rift, Puck trying to bait them, moving away. The TP is happening top. They need to defend their towers.
Wish Doctor should be picking up his Mithril Hammer or probably a dagger at this point of the game. Has a gem on him as well. Mjolnir completed on Prophecy on the Void. 306 last hits. Still the difference of 50 odd last hits between the Medusa and the Void.
And even in net worth, Void is like 20k and Medusa is 16.5k. So there's still 3.5k difference. But now Medusa slowly picking up on her farm. She has 3.7k with her. She has a Skadi, she has a Lincolns. Now she should be able to start picking up farm easier with those split arrows.
Skadi, Lincolns, plus 4k gold for the Medusa. This is where she reaches critical mass here. Should be picking up that Eagle Horn or the Manta.
Void was just steeping out and then he was able to catch Roshan. Roshan just respawned, so this should be an easy Roshan. All the members of tag, mostly on, there are 3 members of tag on top. There's no one to contest this Roshan. This should easily go in the hands of Void. Crowley has his Agnum Scepter, BKB Mekins. He's quite tanky.
Should be probably going for the refresher orb build next.
His BKB is also still in 9 seconds.
Prophecy picks up the Aegis. Immediately continues to farm in the ancient zone. Razor actually TP's back top. No time wasted to get as much farm as possible. Does seem like the game has gone into a bit of a lull. Everyone seems to be focused on getting core critical items. In fact, for Medusa, even luxury items. To be honest, she really needs that butterfly actually to mitigate the hits from the Void. As long as Void doesn't make an MKB, the butterfly is going to hurt like hell and keep her alive as well. And she does have a talisman of invasion delivered to her first. Defensive build, good thinking, wants to survive that chrono focus. On top lane, you see Oblique Gaming grouped up quite a bit. Seem to retreat back again from the secret shop. Want to secure some good items, some more farm.
Medusa picking up that talisman of evasion, trying to get a bit more tanky. Though she hasn't opted for the Manta this game, she might just go into a butterfly directly.
Absolutely, the butterfly does make more sense. It is the better item in the late game. Personally, the Manta on the ranged hero, it's good, but it's not really the best option to make here. It's always good if you're dominating early in the game and it's balanced, but right now when you have the luxury to actually make a butterfly, why not just make a butterfly?
They still have to keep the buybacks. Let's just look at the buyback statuses. Void has his buyback. Puck is still 580 away from buyback. Medusa is able to have a buyback. Disruptor has his buyback. But Witch Doctor, Sky and Earth have no buyback. They are way away from their buybacks. So the next gank could just spell trouble.
Tidehunter, does he have enough gold for his refresher here? Actually, probably does, yes. 1.8k gold is with him, but then he won't have buyback.
Mid.
Meanwhile, in the mid, we see a gang going on. Disruptor lets out the ultimate and the kinetic field, takes down Puck. Ghana going down here. Prophecy doing a lot of work on the tower here. Tower is halfway down already. Reaver picked up by Crowley on the Razor. Can absolutely tank ridiculous amounts of damage. Meg being used up as well. Glyph being used. If they decide to push this into their base, they won't have a glyph here. But I guess that's not going to happen.
Razor opting in for more tank, wanting to go and finish the heart. Picks up his Reaver.
Heart completed on the Razor.
But now Razor's way far away from his buyback. So they'll wait for him to farm up his buyback. Crowley moving towards top. They do not want to force the issue. Medusa has 3.7k in the bag. But the problem is they cannot move out of their base. They do not have that. They do not have wards to try and get no chance any farm. They need to start placing some wards, make up some space for Medusa to farm. You have two people bot, Void standing there with the Skyrath Mage. If no chance oversteps his boundaries, that could just be the death of him. They're all moving towards bot. There could be some action happening soon. Pings happening. There's a ward over there. They're all spotted.
On the top, we see Nyx Assassin actually has used his Vendetta. Is going along the top lane. Wants to scout quite a bit. Some action happening on the bottom here, as the crowd so lovingly pointing out. Meanwhile, Void, Skyrath Mage, Disruptor have grouped up on the bottom lane. Void still wants to farm. In fact, this is what he was waiting for. He was waiting for his MKB. So again, that evasion on the Medusa gets nullified quite a bit. The armor from the Eagle Horn still would matter a little bit, but at this stage, Void is dishing out too much of damage to actually factor in the armor and stuff like that. Medusa also completes the the butterfly.
The Nyx Assassin moving around in the Vendetta, trying to see if she can pick off someone. There's a ward upslope over here, but that cannot scout him.
It seems like Tide has been standing in the base ever since, like forever, Tide and Puck. Just waiting for that gold per second, I guess. But he does have enough to make his
And there's
refresher.
a smoke happening. They have pings mid. They want to make something happen. Moving towards the top.
Nyx and Vendetta plus the double damage. They're moving towards the top. They're camping here on top. There's no vision for tag team here. Razor actually reveals himself by using the plasma field. He's still under smoke though. Can't see his unit. And finally his smoke wears off when Medusa actually comes close enough. Medusa is back to 2.6k gold now. This does look like a really dangerous Medusa. One of those Chinese games from the long lost ancient Dota. Dota 1 perhaps.
She's actually climbing the net worth chart. She's 2.1k and the Void at 2.4k. If this game goes a bit more long, OG might just have some trouble holding up.
Void still the fattest hero on the map. Would probably be selling his boots, power treads for a boots of travel at this point of the game. Every other item seems to be indispensable.
Or he could just farm up some gold and sell the Mask of Madness and get an Assault Cuirass instead.
Well, yes, that works as well. A boot of travel just gives you so much mobility. You can, if a gang goes wrong, you can instantly just TP into the other lane and push them out. Probably split push could be an option here. If they can't take on Medusa head on. And
There's a smoke happening mid.
by Tag going into their forest. Not really sure who they're going to find. Nyx has also been in Vendetta.
They think that they are at Roshan. They're trying to make something happen. And a pause happening. Some issue happened on stage. And an unpause happening. They're trying to scout out if Roshan is there. Roshan respawns. But they just move back. Nyx Assassin getting caught out. The Yule's happening.
But the fissure actually, a quick carapace by the Nyx Assassin. And the Void actually initiates on Zedisbug, getting the Witch Doctor down, committing the Chrono for him. But the BKB not so effective against the Medusa's ultimate. Now the Tide comes in with the Ravage, Earthshaker with the Echo Slam, and the Fissure gets the Disruptor down. Gem is on the ground. Now it's the Razor's turn to bear the heat. Razor's actually trying to TP out after using the BKB, a safe move. Skywrath Mage now, again, another TP by him. Still will be able to TP back. Was up the cliff, a few misses probably. Went his way, safely TPs out of there.
So just a 1-for-1 trade.
Void actually survived on very low HP there.
This game is just going to get stronger and stronger in favor of TAG Pro if this game keeps on going more late. Medusa still has 2 slots left. Hopefully would see a Divine Rapier Medusa.
Absolutely, this could very well turn out to be one of those games. Dusa has historically been the highest DPS hero in the game, especially when you factor in the split shot. Probably somewhere above the Klings. Klings would come in a close second with the strafe and searing arrows here.
And you see them at Roshan. They know how important that Roshan is. They need to get Razor with the Aegis. Void is not going to take anything.
This
Hopefully.
Void, this Aegis would determine the game. Void jumps in with the proactive chrono here, fissure blocking, but he has his BKB on. Now it's No Chance's turn. He's hacking away at No Chance. No Chance fallen down, and he goes down. 398 gold going in favor of Prophecy. No Chance is actually eliminated from the game. 83 seconds to come back into the game. Has enough of buyback maybe, but one hit and bang, pops the Earth Shaker. No Chance has a buyback ready. Can buy back anytime he wants to. But 4 other heroes down. Not enough buyback for the Shaker. Definitely not for the Witch Doctor. Medusa can buy back in this game. Not sure what it'll be worth. Puck can probably buy back, and he does buy back. Puck actually has a really limited item progress after that. The Evil Scepter and the Aghanim Scepter. Not much being built.
They force the buybacks down. That's much profitable for them. They'll go for the Roshan, get the Aegis, and secure the Aegis. Crowley has the Refresher's Orb ready for him. He will pick up the Aegis. They should be able to go high ground after this.
Medusa actually gets the Crystallis. A last-ditch effort. Invest all the goals he has. There's not going to be another time for using another buyback. The game would be well over before then. 59 minutes already into this game. Couldn't have asked for a better grand finale. Ghana bottled up with the Invis rune.
But Zerisbug being caught out by that by the ward on top. They know he's there. They want him. Nyx Assassin is going towards him.
Nyx here should be a good engagement. Has the gem here in case Puck decides to show up and use the Invis. Illusionary orb being spent by the Puck here. And the Waning Rift. And actually Void actually jumps in on the Witch Doctor and gets him in a flash. This Void is wicked sick before we could even turn the camera to his side. And now Puck actually escaping with the Invis rune.
And there's now rotation happening towards mid. Nyx Assassin trying to pick someone off, but backs out. Puck still has the invisibility rune. Puck needs to get that Scythe of Ice as soon as possible.
Meanwhile, Razor going on, hacking away at the mid tower. Has used his Refresher Orb and the ultimate. Actually has not used his Refresher Orb. Just the one ultimate being used so far. Gets the tower quite easily. You want to inch away at this slowly but surely. Exerting their dominance here. Void actually with 8k gold. Even if he buys back up, I don't know what he's going to buy as his final item. Tons of gold here for the Void. Razor with the Aegis. Nyx still has some place left to go. He can still make a Hex here or a Shiva's. Again, this time, another ultimate deployed by Razor. Will get the racks down. They do not want to engage this time. Medusa is still wary of them. Staying behind. Yules being used by the puck here. Flies up Mr. Crowley. This seems really odd. They seem to be just waiting behind, freely letting them take the Raxes on mid.
Crowley has his refresher still, but within 10 seconds he has the Eye of the Storm.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
A quick puck, that waning rift and all, but Disruptor a little bit too slow to deploy his ulti and kinetic field. Could have probably used the glimpse, but probably did not have vision. Razor still has that refresher orb ready. And finally the ulti used this time again. This time is the bottom tower that they'll be targeting. A refresher orb used plus BKB used. Another set of ultimates used. Now this time it's 2 Eye of the Storm actually hitting them really hard here. Now it's time for the puck to face the heat. Puck drops like a cracker, and he's almost gone down. This time it's the melee Rex that's going down. BKB activated again by the Razor. Kinetic field coming in. Void jumps in with the Chrono here. Stone Gaze activated by Medusa, and she's still hitting. But Void is actually falling down, and Tide finally comes in with that big-ass Ravage. A refresher, and the Ravage is again ready. He's forced up back up ahead. Another Ravage, Razor, and the Scar Mage actually being focused down. This time the Skadi is actually doing so much of work. Fissure actually stunning him again. Nyx now put to task. That Carapace and that Ethereal Blast actually saving him from the Death Ward. Would TP back. Puck's still dead. Void has come back with a Boots of Travel here. And a 4.3k gold, which if not used will go useless. Now they're finally going to push again this time. Probably get the barracks here. Tide again does not have his Ravage here. Used both of them last time. This was probably their strategy, letting them use everything they have. Kill the Void. And the Nyx actually blinking in to get that kill. The Korea going down had a relic in it for no chance. This is certainly a setback. Will be the imminent threat for the loss. Tag will definitely be seeing a quick defeat here. Chronos and no chance being focused upon. Has the mana shield up but drops really low. Should be. This is beyond recoverable now. There's no way they can come from this. GG calls come out. OG giving up the GG well played calls. Amazing games here. Best of 3 series going down to the wire here. Oblique Gaming showing them who's the boss, the consistency, the nerves, and of course amidst all the disconnects and delays that happen.